the men on the bridge that night, a former Ku Klux Klan member named Raymond Britt has come forward to provide the names of his companions, all also members of the Klan. The family of Willie Edwards believes their day in court might have finally come to pass. Melinda Edwards is the victim's oldest child.
It was just unbelievable that someone actually came forth. I mean, it was just something we could never imagine, that someone actually said something about it after all that time.
In March of 1976, Alabama Attorney General Bill Baxley secures indictments for the 3 men Britt has named. He knows that gaining a conviction will be a far more difficult task.
I knew we had the right people, but I knew that convicting them was going to be a major hurdle, because, I mean, when it really boils down to it, you still only had Brett's testimony. And I thought it was going to be a real uphill battle to bring these people to justice.
The battle is lost even before it is joined. In pretrial motions, an Alabama judge dismisses the case. In his ruling, Judge Frank Embry writes, "Merely forcing a person to jump from a bridge does not naturally and probably lead to the death of such a person. Without a cause of death," the judge rules, "a trial for murder cannot proceed." The decision to dismiss is a devastating blow for the Edwards family.
The system was not going to give me any justice, and this judge had the same feeling that others had, that because my father was black, his life was not worth anything.
3 months after being charged, the suspects in Willie Edwards' murder walk out of the Montgomery County Courthouse free men. Living proof in the minds of many that even in 1976, the quality of justice in Alabama still depended largely on the color of one's skin. More than 30 years have passed since Sarah Edwards lost her husband, Willie. By 1993, she lives in Buffalo and has remarried. Her children are grown, and the hope that her first husband's killers would ever face trial has long since withered. In May of that year, however, Sarah finds a letter in her mailbox. It's from a woman named Diane Alexander. The return address, Montgomery, Alabama.
Well, when I opened the letter and I read it, and it said that her husband had confessed, I was saying, really? I don't believe it.
Diane Alexander is the common-law wife of Henry Alexander, one of the 3 men named by Raymond Britt as Willie Edwards' killers. In the letter, Diane claims that on his deathbed, her husband confessed to the murder and wanted his wife to seek out Willie Edwards' family.
And that changed everything for me from that point on.